Hello everyone, we are Group 7. The member of our group are 宇伯洲、追尾湖、乐省 and 兵尾邓. The presentation of our groups is divided into 4 parts, including preliminary research, seed analysis, inhabitant analysis, secondary research. The next page. First of all, I am going to talk about part 1. Preliminary research. Our group studied nuclear. Nuclear comes from North Australia. The community has a population of only 1,149, of which 1,077 are the Aboriginal. And of those 1,077, the proportion of children are youth and youth is high. So this community's ability to resist risk is very low. Okay, the next page. Second, the unexpanded condition that our group studied was cyclone, which is a climate that's from over the ocean. It has strong winds and with heavy rain and storms. This can cause flooding in coastal areas. Cyclone affect a lot of things like plants, shops, buildings, and cars can also be damaged. Of course, the worst human impact is flooding. Now, we have a video to show you what the cyclone are doing to people. Okay, video.
Thousands are likely to be left without power for days or even weeks.
Okay, the next one is Jerry.
Next page, please. Next. Okay. Regarding the climate condition of Nukur, the first point is that the location of this indigenous community is very arid. The picture on the left is the trend map of annual precipitation in the Northern Territory. We can see that the Nukur area has no precipitation or is even in the state of water shortage. Relevant study has shown this is a long-term local situation, and the situation will worsen. Next page. Then these two graphs show the trend of the highest temperature in the Northern Territory throughout the year, which can show that the temperature in the Nukur area is increasing year by year, which brings some fire risk to the local area. Actually, the fuel supply limited the occurrence of fires. Then there is the cyclone risk in the Nukur region. Next page. In the image on the left, we can see that the Nukur area is in the area of tropical depressions that bring cyclone and cause heavy rainfall. Such emergency may increase in future. Next page, please. And there are two cyclone crises faced by the local area in 2019 and 2022, with heavy rain, flows, and damaged winds, threaten the safety and health of the local Aboriginal people. Therefore, this region will also include a series of emergencies brought by cyclone while facing the problem of high temperature and water shortage. Next page. This is a topographic analysis of the Lukur area. The left is a local topographic section map. Lukur is located at a lower altitude, which also increased the damage caused by flooding to the local area. Next page, please. This is followed by information on local infrastructure. It mainly includes three parts: land use, emergency serve infrastructure, and health infrastructure. And now Olivia will introduce other information.
Next page, please. Yeah, the common animals can be found in the core are rocky rag, wallaby, echidna, person, and in the river, fish and crabs are the important food source for the local indigenous people. There are also a large amount of federal animals such as donkey, horses, buffalo, and pigs can be found at the core. In case of the plant, there are some of them are important food and medicine for local indigenous people, such as water lilies, black currants, bush bananas, and the local agriculture is troubled by the problem of waste. Next page. According to National Emergency Risk Assignment Guideline published in 2016, bushfire is considered as low risk, that is considered at a median of risk. Cyclone category 1 to 5 is considered at high risk. If you look at the picture at the right, category 1 of cyclone is like little damage to the building, but with the category increase, the damage will become larger. So for the category 5, it will damage the building and the surround people's lives. Next page. Now I will pass to Toby.
Yeah, so the next is the following content is about the total population of Nukur. According to census data in 2016, the population only had 1,149. Among them, the distribution of gender is unbalanced, with a capacity age of the 23. After that, the local Aboriginal population up to 1,077. So it has made up 93% at this site. In addition, the third image has shown the data of compassed age is also noteworthy. It reflects the current Aboriginal community is still dominated by children, adolescents, and youngs. Thereafter, the image has transmitted the information of the culture and the language. The most common essence is the Nukur is Australia Aboriginal, which has the majority. Australian has 3.8% surprisingly, and English is 2.7%, and Irish gets 0.9%. German only has 0.4%. Meanwhile, 7.3% of the people only speak English at home. The only other responses for language spoken at home is Creole, which is 72%, and another three language is negligible. And for the Nukur history, Nukur is a built which was found in 1908 on the banks of the Roper River by the Church Mission Society, and the Roper River Council requested the Aboriginal name for the region in 1969, named as the Roper River Mission. With introducing Christianity and the civilization to the surrounding Aboriginal people, it was supposed to offer a place of refuge for them from mass killing by the white settler. The Christians saved the people from hunger and bloodshed, but also banned their language and ancient rites. After the left content is the historical development like the transfer to New South Wales in 1942 and then to South Australia, and to Alice Springs finally. And the Northern Territory controlled this community in 1968. In final, YMDC administered it and renamed to Nucor. And finally, for the potential risk of living in Nucor, for low education, aged 15 and over in Nucor, only 6% complete year 12 degree level, and then 5% complete a certificate 3 and 4 or 4 level, only 2% complete an advanced diploma. The percent of tertiary attainment was 4%, and adult unemployment was 28%. And compared to national average of the 22 and 69 respectively for the high unemployment. That's a huge gap. And the rest is the water insecurity and the health problem. Nucor has been subject to the great water insecurity over the year, and 94% of the jurisdiction has no water allocation plan in North Territory. Yeah, next is Shenyue.
In case of the president, the first one we found called live clock. It's actually a clock, but you can also use it as it arcade to for the emergency supplies. It contains lightning rope, thermal insulation blanket, small roll of pressure bandage, whistle, and yellow SOS banner. In case of the design method and theory behind this design, this design used the coexistence method. It lets the disaster supply coexist with our everyday life, which make it more accessible. And also, you can see in the picture, the exterior used bright red and blue colors, which make it very easy to be found in an emergency situation. Next page, please. The second precedent we found is terror alarm, which can receive warning from your local public warning systems. And it can be placed at your home, which can increase the sense of security. Because the alarm warns you in two ways. If it's a small earthquake and you don't need to take actions, it will warn you in a wave sound and in a white light. But if it's an emergency situation you need to evacuate, it will warn you in a loud and alarming sound. We found the news like the Kurd community, most of people do not understand English. It caused some misunderstanding when the last cyclone trouble come. So we think this terror alarm may be very helpful in our current situation. Next page, please. And the second precedent we found is a rescue tip board. It is called inflatable life raft. It has 3 advantages. The first one is very easy to carry, and second one, it can provide you with an instant rescue, and it's easy to use. Consider the local area. People have low level of education, but if we think this precedent is very helpful in our current situation. In conclusion, the problem we want to focus on is cyclone because it's highly possible to happen, and because the local, after our analysis, local people have low level of education and high level of unemployment, which may make this scenario harder to be solved. So we will give our design solution in our following assignment. Thank you.